Yeah, there's a good chance.
He's not coming anymore. He is here.
That's ridiculous! It's a thunder avalanche!
They're not just first in the league. They're way ahead of everybody.
San Antonio, Oklahoma City is not going to be good. It's going to be great.
Game 1 Monday night, but these two teams have tangoed in the regular season. In San Antonio, 4-0 against the defending champs in the regular season. They outscored the Thunder 114 to 109 per game. Now the Thunder get their shot at revenge, trying to flip the script in the series that matters most if they want to defend their NBA title. NBA analyst Quentin Richardson and senior NBA writer Vince Goodwill join the program. Men, good morning to you. Q, let's start here. Those were the numbers for the regular season, but the playoffs, like you mentioned in the commercial break, an entirely different animal. What intrigues you most about this series?
Man, fellas, I'm excited to see Wemby versus Chet. Mm-hmm. This has been brewing since they played internationally with the USA versus France and the under, I want to say 16s or 17s, and Chet got the best of them. But after seeing the videos and the compilation of them playing against each other, this is probably the first time I could say that Wemby doesn't really like Chet. And I can't say that about Wemby I don't think anybody else. So from that standpoint alone, and the back and forth from them since high school coming up playing against each other, I want to see them in a series. I want to see the two tall guys go at it and get it on. I want to see this matchup.
I love how there's underlying beef that goes from the U17 ranks to now the biggest stage in basketball.
Yes.
Vince, what is the biggest question you have heading into this series?
Yeah, I'm drawn in by Skinny Bowl too, but you also have to remember Oklahoma City being without Jalen Williams since early in the Phoenix series. We don't know what his health looks like with that hamstring. It's been bothering him all season, all playoffs. They can't win if he's not all the way right. But for San Antonio, Steph Castle has turned into their second best player. He actually led them in scoring and assists in the series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. A highly efficient player. He's going to be one of the main defenders on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You got to attribute a lot of that to Steph Castle and, of course, to Victor Wembanyama. Their 1-2 game, I think it's going to be something that Oklahoma City is going to have a lot of trouble with.
Steph Castle hit 5 threes, 32
Area
points, a
51.
game high. Come on now. Hey, I appreciate those answers, fella. That's going to do it for me. Good segment.
We still have
I'm done.
We still have half
my segment. It's a wrap. I'm not going back in.
You're not.
I'm not going back in.
Okay, so that actually dovetails pretty nicely into what we saw from Ant Edwards. And Q, I want to start with you. This man left the floor. We're going to remind the people he left the floor. What do you make of this show of sportsmanship when there's that much time left in the game?
Man, I think it was a situation where he was probably on the bench and he was frustrated. Like, can't believe that, this much time left. The game is over, is decided. And it's one of them things that I think he just had a spur of the moment reaction. And it was just like probably a frustration type thing. And let me just show love so I could just bounce right out of here after the game. I don't want to do this after the game.
Vince, what was your perspective on what we saw from Edwards there in that moment?
Hey, we're not gonna get over you taking a shot at Isaiah Thomas. Like we gonna come back to you on that one. We're not having that here. But let's also be honest. The Olympics are next year. We don't want anybody to say Anthony Edwards is a bad sport. We can't send him to LA because we know that has cost people spots on the Olympic team because all of a sudden shaking hands is important. But I think I agree with Q though, y'all. Like it's really important, I think, for Anthony Edwards to know that, let me shake these guys' hands before the frustration really sets in. When you got 8 minutes left, that's a lot of time to sit on the bench and stew and be frustrated, and you're down 30. So you know what? Let me go over here while some of the game is still fresh on me and everything else, and let me dap these guys up so I can sit on the bench, and at the end of it, when the buzzer goes off, I can take my behind straight to the locker room.
Mm-hmm. I might be a little slow, but was that a 92 Dream Team reference there? Is Gary's back?
Yeah.
Gary's back.
I don't want the tabloids to be writing it.
Listen,
he came back.
We don't need the outlets to be writing anything up about Gary and Randy beefing, So
Vince Goodwill, Q Rich, we appreciate it, guys.
Who touched the ball before it went out of bounds and then pulled on himself. He thought Ant was doing too much. In Game 6, Minnesota has to win to extend this series to a 7th and decisive game. Steph Castle wants no part of that, finds Wemby early in the second. Spurs up 41-27. This just the beginning of a massive Spurs run. 7-0. They're up by 16. Carter Bryant, no. Castle, rebound. in amongst the trees, to which there are many in the forests of Minnesota. He gets it to go. The hoop, the harm, Spurs up 19 after the made free throw. Under 9 to go in the half. We're still in the first half. Okay, the Timberwolves, the Thunder are going to meet up with one of these two teams. Steph Castle to Bryant, throwing it down. Spurs starting the second quarter on a 20-0 run. Someone get the Pepto-Bismol. We need it to stop. Next Timberwolves possession. What are they going to do? Ant-Man, Cash. Okay, 24 points for him, 19 of which came in the first half. We go to the second half, 79-63. There is Wemby. The French v. French connection advantage. The Frenchman. Well, that Frenchman. 81-63. Wemby, 19 points. It was a calm night, but that's okay, because Steph Castle stepped up. A career best 5 3-pointers made. I mean, just left open like a broken door. And then De'Aaron Fox, just Waffle House levels of open. They never close. De'Aaron Fox is super open, 21 points, 9 dimes. The Spurs up double digits, and Steph Castle, who has that championship pedigree. He is a UConn Husky, of course. Finished with a game-high 32 points. And then this with 8 minutes to go, and the Spurs are up $1 billion. They're up like 30. But look at Anthony Edwards with 8 minutes to go. Proceeds to dap up the entirety of the Spurs roster.
Just the words conference finals is crazy. Like, it's like something I heard, my whole life. And now being in it is just special.
I think you went down to the Spurs bench with 8 minutes to go in the game. Like, what was kind of the thought process to do it in the middle of the game there rather than kind of waiting for the end?
I mean, at that point, you ain't going back in, so you're just trying to get them respect they deserve. I feel like you're supposed to build championship habits or playoff habits in the regular season. Yeah, great question. I think so, yeah.
Just a follow-up to that, do you not feel like you have?
Do I feel like what?
That you have built the habits during the regular season?
No, we didn't build the habits during the regular season, no.
Here's something that you don't see often. San Antonio and Oklahoma City each finishing the regular season with a win percentage of .750 or better. If you remember The Last Dance, that is the last time we saw this, the 1998 NBA Finals between Chicago and Utah.
All right, what about the Pistons and Cavaliers, Game 6? Chance for the Cavs to close out the 1 seed in the land. And they hadn't lost at home in these playoffs coming in, but Cade Cunningham did not care. Catch and release. He had a triple. Another little step back over Donovan Mitchell. Cade made 5 threes. Only he and Duncan Robinson have made 5 in back-to-back playoff games. Jalen Duren is making the highlight for a positive reason. Oh, Jalen Duren, who's averaging less than 10 points per game in this series coming in. He had 15 points, 11 rebounds. Mitchell, though, steal. Elevation. He's got more bounce than a dryer sheet. Man had 18 points. Problem is, only shot 30% from the floor. That's his worst in a potential series clincher in his career. Cunningham, Dennis Jenkins, back to Cade. Up fake, got the beard to blow by, and 21 points for Cade. 8 dimes, third career playoff game with 5 or more threes. Max Strus, Asar Thompson blocked this thing with both hands. Oh. Out of bounds, like he's trying to play king in foursquare. And then Karis LeVert. Misses the 3. Paul Reed, just hustle minutes. Paul Reed to Duncan Robinson, hot potato, back to Thompson, back to Reed. Reed's open. That's Paul Reed. Paul Reed watching as this thing hung on the rim for more than 3 seconds. We'll show it to you. We got the clock going. Look at that thing spin. Stayed moving, finally went down. Pistons lead by 10 after the and 1. LeVert missing a 3. That's fine. Paul Reed, offensive board, back to D-Rob. I wrote that on my shot sheet as D-Rob. I almost said Drob. That's okay. Detroit shot 44% from distance.
Work, dude.
And then Drob gets the rebound. And here comes Drob, and he's going to find Preed. That's Paul Reed. And Reed goes for 17 points, 6 rebounds off the bench in 16 minutes of work. That is efficiency. They are the Motor City. Let's go fourth quarter. It's Drob again. Drop it like it's hot. 14 points off the bench, made 4 threes. The fans who made the trip are digging it. It's a 17-point lead. James Harden throwing up a knee, and he lays on the floor. Just sits on the floor. I don't know if you've seen James Harden, but the man sweats profusely. Looks like he swam to the arena. Now, Harden gets back up did have 23. He's just in his own jet wash. And the thing is, now Harden's trying to inbound to Dean Wade. Whoop. Yeah, right in that same spot. And then Tobias Harris back the other way. 28 points for Detroit off of 20 Cleveland turnovers and one sweaty mess as we're headed back to the Motor City for Game 7 tomorrow. Here is Jalen Duren.
That's what we've been all season. Back against the wall, we keep swinging. Obviously, the world's seen it in the last series. We just keep fighting, man. We go down. We don't lay down, but we go down, and the world probably is doubting us, probably think that it's over. But man, this locker room, we all believe in each other. We always think we got a chance.
It's gonna be a lot of energy. It's gonna be a madhouse in there. The crowd is going to play as well. They want to insert themselves in the game. I know that, so it's going to be a fun environment for us. And we're excited to get back to the being up 3-2 is an advantage for them.
Detroit trying to stay alive.
First 4 wins, though.
Oh, Cunningham lacing a triple. Cunningham, good.
It starts and ends with Cade Cunningham.
Oh, they just grabbed this game by the throat. 16-2 run. It is getting treacherous.
We're not going to go down without kicking, punching, grabbing, clawing.
The Pistons are checking every box.
You're going to have to choke the life out of this team.
We go to a Game 7.
Senior NBA writer Mark J. Spears joins us now from a deflated Rocket Arena. Mark, the Cavs were perfect on that floor in these playoffs. How do you define what we saw from Cade Cunningham and the Pistons in this game to force a Game 7?
We saw Detroit basketball, old school Detroit basketball. Somewhere Zeke is proud. The bad boy Pistons, Ben Wallace, Chauncey, they're proud of what they saw tonight. This is a team that fought 1 through 12. The coaching staff and their fans, which came in droves 2.5 hours away. Just an unbelievable performance from start to finish. I can't say one guy on the Pistons that played bad. Obviously, Cade set the tone. Jalen Duren woke back up. But you even had guys like Jenkins and, man, we could go to Robinson, LeVert, Sasser. Like, everybody was pitching in. And this just, to me, is a testament of what these Pistons are. This is why they're the #1 seed. They fight from the beginning to end. There was no letdown. They got all the 50-50 balls. They made the big threes. They pulled up full court and defended. It was just super fighting from the beginning, and there was nothing that suggested that they were going to lose this game and not try to get to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2008. Cleveland, on the other hand, they squandered a huge opportunity to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time without LeBron James since 2018. Only arena in the league I haven't been to is the Little Caesars, so I'm going to check that off the list for what I think will be an amazing Game 7 on Sunday.
Hey, you can wrap that bucket list. Detroit deep as all get out. You mentioned all the guys. Paul Reed as well. He was a DNP coach's decision. Games 1 and 2 had 17 in this one off the bench. Now 48 minutes of ball for a ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals between the Cavs and the Pistons, where the Knicks await. Mark J. Spears, thanks so much for joining us here on